Hey, welcome back to another episode of Open Shutter. Thanks everyone for watching, listening. If you're live or in the future, wherever this thing is, Google's going away. So Apple or Spotify or YouTube, thanks for jumping in. Have the pleasure of welcoming Mohsen to the program. I think I'm saying your name right. Mohsen, is that correct?
Mohsen's correct.
Mohsen, cool, man. Well, thanks for jumping on this thing.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me.
Is this your first podcast in life?
I actually have a podcast.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you do have your own. So why don't you pitch that one real quick?
My podcast is on progressive rock music.
I like that.
Yeah, love progressive rock music. There's this online radio called progrock.com. I'm a DJ there. So I have like 3 hours. Yeah. Every Monday, 7 p.m. Toronto time. I play new progressive rock music mainly together with other stuff.
So you DJ like from where though?
From home. It's an online. Well, we have the studio software and service and everything. And
at home.
Interesting. I don't have like a full studio, right? It's all from my computer, but with a microphone and music, basically. So I play, I chat with people that join the chat, the show online, so we could chat. And I play stuff, sometimes talk about those tracks or albums to the best of my knowledge. I'm not a huge,
So people have to go to the website?
Or everywhere that you could actually tune into. Like online radios. So there are some software. What we have our own website as well. So either way.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Discord.
That's very interesting. And Discord, yeah. I'm just trying to find it real quick. Is it this?
Yeah, that's it.
Progrock.com. So if you guys are
so this is actually my website, Music on Frame. That's my show. Yeah. And if you do progrock.com, that's going to And I need to update this. I have been so busy with
you're everywhere, man.
Photography. So I have my shows, but I don't have the time to maintain my website.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, how do you balance? But I guess you don't balance.
No.
Like, what
and I work too.
And you work too. Like you never sleep, basically, I guess. So.
Yeah, mainly my friends know me for lack of sleep too. That's me.
So what do you like more? Like what do you like more? Like the photo side or like the music side?
Well, recently I've put everything into photography. Like I have taken away from my work and my life, family, and put it into photography. And so it's I need to do a better balance.
Yeah,
I guess. And I'm going that way actually. So I'm a cybersecurity professional, so that's my day job.
Okay, no hacks on today's show, please.
No, I'm on data security side. I'm a defender.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we are keeping your data protected.
I hope so. You hear that, YouTube? You hear that, YouTube? We got a defender here.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe you've seen some crazy stuff, I guess, from like your line of work.
Yeah, previously when I was on the front line, more often. Now we are like on a kind of managing services side. So we hear stuff, but we are not experiencing them like firsthand. So
okay, interesting. Yeah. So you're everywhere, man. So like what? I guess maybe taking it back to like photography, like what got you into it in the first place?
Yeah, it goes way back to my childhood, actually. My first camera, I got a Zenith 122 film camera back in, I don't know, 30 years ago. I was like 12 years old, middle school. I was a good student. And from the company, my father was working for, they had this summer kind of gathering or party, and they would actually give cool prizes to students that had good grades. So I got a and it's an SLR. So back then, SLR, it's a Russian camera. So yeah, I started doing film, and not the easiest way. It wasn't a point and shoot. So I had to learn stuff from when I was 12. So that helped, actually.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, then 10 years later, I got my first digital SLR, which was a Canon Rebel XS, the cheapest one in the market. I couldn't afford anything more expensive. And years later, like back in 2018, I got my 60, Canon 60, and first acceptable lens, which was the 24-105. I was doing stuff. But before those, like everyone did mobile photography as well. So I had a Sony Ericsson K800, if you remember. They would advertise it as a photography mobile phone.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Wow, eh? You like gear in general? Are you a gear kind of guy?
I kind of am.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah. I have a bunch of stuff, mainly lenses or gear that I use on a regular basis. So right now, so wherever I go, for example, recently to the Northern Lights show that we had Friday night.
Yeah.
So I had my main camera up there, R5, and a fisheye lens, a cheap fisheye lens that I picked. So it was pretty good.
Crazy, bro.
I did some, I did some fisheye lens stuff. The one that you see second row on the right-hand side, it's like a really cool video. And also had my main lens, 2870. That's my workhorse that I take everywhere. This one is with my Astro 60. So the 60, remember, I bought back in 2018. I very recently sent it and modified it to Astro, like H alpha band. So these are, and the colors that you see is
crazy, eh? What a crazy show that was.
It was really
first
really
Eclipse, and then the Northern Lights. What's next? We need a third thing to complete like the trilogy, you know?
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
I hope nothing bad.
Hopefully nothing bad.
Hope nothing bad.
Eclipse and Northern Lights within like 2 months, a month.
Yeah. So for both previous eclipses, I actually traveled. So I'm willing to travel.
So where'd you go?
Down to Texas. I have family there. So
okay.
if you go even
Where's
further, like you'd
Where's
see.
the pics? Down there?
You have to go further down.
Whoa.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, okay.
This is my eclipse.
Damn.
Of course, we got clouded. So
Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg was in San Antonio. And we traveled. It's like an hour from, or less than an hour from San Antonio. And the previous eclipse too, we went down to San Antonio with my wife, and it was an annular solar eclipse. So I scouted the place. I usually use photo pills for all of these stuff, and found the perfect place to get the perfect ring. And I'm glad I did. It was a few months ago. Yeah, I'm willing to travel. So if
How far would you travel? How far would you travel for a shot?
Well, the US is really easy to. It's very accessible, right?
Did you drive?
Down to Texas? No, the southest I have driven was to Washington, Philadelphia, Washington, and I do Chicago kind of regularly. Last year I did like 6 trips to Chicago.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's going on in Chicago these days?
That's the base for the owner of progrock.com. So there are some private concerts down there. Yeah, in their basement. So, I'm going to go there next week for another. Yeah, great band from Germany called RPWL are gonna be there.
RPWL.
RPWL. Yeah.
And they're gonna play.
Yes, they are going to play.
And they play prog rock?
Yes, yes. They are awesome.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. It's like you're getting like private shows. That's so cool.
Yeah. Private, it's like 40, 50 people.
Yeah, that's private
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, and when they come here, so I got RPWL a few years ago in Quebec City. So I don't remember if they ever came to Toronto, but Quebec City, they have a festival every year, Terra Incognita.
Okay.
And yeah, they have some cool prog bands, usually coming from Europe or US. Yeah, so I have seen them live, but it's going to be like way more kind of intimate.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that kind of stuff.
We chat with them, like I don't know, drink, eat.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun. You ever do like concert photography or no?
I have done it there, but not in big venues or bands that a broader range of people. No,
right. Yeah.
I like to do that. But if you check my Instagram, you can see a lot of people in my photos.
Like how would if someone asked you like what's your style? Like how would you answer that? Like what your style is?
I'm almost everywhere. But I would like to call it landscape photography mainly.
This is funny.
This is AI.
Oh my god, bro. Jeez.
Yeah, this is all AI.
Yeah.
Nothing is mine.
Really?
You
did this how? Photoshop? How did you do this?
I think it was Dolly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mid-Journey Dolly kind of thing. Yeah, so
crazy. That's cool. Very I like it. It's cool. I like it. It's different. It's different. Yeah, man. AI, man. It's the future.
Yeah.
It's not gonna
I don't use
down.
AI like deceptively. Like you can't see anything in my photos that are AI.
Yeah.
They are all done, the hard way. Like those alignments, everything.
Like
you have to plan.
The purest kind of way.
Well, not 100%. Sometimes when you want to take out something, delete something from your photos.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's much easier to do it in Photoshop, Gen AI.
Of course. It's one click. It's one click.
Yeah, usually, yeah. Well, the quality of that part decreases. If you zoom in, you can actually see it's a little different. So you actually need to do more in order to make it or take it kind of back to the same quality that your photo has. But yeah, I rarely use it, except if I want to take out like some one or like a chair or something.
Yeah, people are doing some crazy stuff with AI these days. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, right? Like, I don't know. You never know. In like 2 years, you don't even know what's going to be real and what's fake. Like, you don't even nowadays, like, you don't even really know if it's actually truly a real photo these days, right? So
exactly.
There's going to be
not only photos.
It's only photos. It's everything. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's gonna. There's always like both sides of like the argument of like, is it gonna hurt people in like the creative space or not? And I don't know. I think it really depends on your attitude.
Oh yes.
Like if you like how you approach it. Like, is it a threat or you just use it as a tool kind of thing?
That's
true. I think people that have got lazy, I think it's gonna hurt them. So that's why you really need to know your stuff. I think because that way you're better equipped to like handle certain situations. Like, I don't know. But to me, it's like, to me, everyone's going to want like the human touch.
Oh, yes.
In my opinion.
Absolutely. Like today, for my job, I was at a conference, like on web, that was on deepfake.
Yeah, exactly.
It was mind-blowing how the technology has come to
Yeah.
the last year, from
Yeah.
2023 to 2024.
Yeah.
Everything is so deceptive.
Yeah.
Even a professional, like deep learning professional, can get deceptive,
Sure.
right? It's
Yeah.
unbelievable how
Yeah.
aware
And
the
my thing
technology
is
is.
that, my thing is like, we only know what they want us to know. Like, even like just like the public in general, we
Yeah,
only know what the people that are doing these things want us to know. Like, you don't know what's kind of behind the curtain. You might know what's behind the curtain, but like the general public may not know like what's actually happening.
yes,
Like,
that's
it's gonna
true.
be like a Terminator like world we're gonna live in soon. It's, you know what I mean? Like, that's what people think, right? But
Yeah, it's not unlikely.
I don't know. We'll have to see, right? But yeah, man. Yeah, so like your style, yeah, you like landscape
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
So
I
it's
get it.
landscape, it's astro, which I like to consider type of landscape. I
Yeah.
don't do a lot of deep sky. I like to watch them, not to make them, but they are so
Mm,
time consuming.
mm,
Uh, but the results are so beautiful. I also like to take photos of birds, as you can see.
yeah.
And yeah, again, a lot of sun and moon, sunrise,
Mm,
sunset, moonrise. I do some street too,
yeah.
but not a lot, as you can see.
Yeah.
And I like to do events. I take photos of my niece, or
Nice.
other like small, like really, really young children. But of course, I don't like to share them anywhere
Right.
except their parents.
Right.
Um, and they are not bad with
Yeah.
the gear that I have. And I'm learning still.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part of my photography journey. Like on a
Yeah.
daily basis, I learn and I practice. I have seen it in your other interviews as well.
Yeah.
Practice is everything.
Yeah.
Every week,
It seems to be a
yeah,
common theme. Yeah. Just
yeah,
like to me, it's like when it's not like your job, when there's no boss, when you're not getting paid for it, it's very easy not to do it. So I always tell people you need to find a way to like be disciplined just to like keep practicing, because you can watch all the YouTube tutorials and read all the advice, but until you actually like start doing it, you don't really know what's involved. You know what I mean?
that's true.
So you need to find a way to like kind of be disciplined about it a little bit if you really want to like learn and grow and do all kinds of fun stuff, right? But everyone's different. Like, people do it for different reasons,
Agreed.
you know. But yeah, I don't know. I just find that it's very easy not to do it. That's my personal. It's my personal experience. Like, it's like, okay, well, no one's telling me to do this. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow. And then before you know it, it's like 6 months, and then the camera, you don't even know where like your camera is.
I always know where my camera
Well, it's
is.
right behind you, bro. You got the big guy on too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some sniping from the window, I guess, or something. But
Yeah, that's what I do actually. I have a good
yeah,
window. I have a big backyard.
do you?
So, and
Like,
yeah, so many feeders. So it's always full
nice,
of birds. Yeah, very interesting
easy.
birds this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
What type of birds do you guys get usually?
Well, I don't want to divide them into good birds and bad birds. All of them are
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, a
Really?
lot of goldfinches,
Okay.
um, housefinches. I
Mm,
get grackles and blackbirds too. I
mm.
get house sparrows. But on the other hand, I get like chipping sparrows. I get white-throated
Yeah.
sparrows.
People love
Um,
birds. People love bird photography, man.
yeah.
Like, I'm telling
Well,
you, yeah, like there's got to be like huge groups out there that just do bird photography,
oh
and they got
yes.
like the big ass lenses on, like it's just,
Oh, haven't you seen them?
you know.
Like every week, Sunday usually, mornings, I go to Colonel Sam Smith Park.
Yeah.
It not only has one of the best skyline views,
Yeah.
and that's amazing for sunrises, but also a lot of amazing birds,
Mm,
sunbirds. You know, right now, like a lot, the two, three different types of grapes. ducks. It's just amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Red-winged
That
blackbird.
dogwood backdrop is pretty cool.
Nah. Is this your backyard?
No, it's Tommy Thompson Park. It's another great
Yeah, that's great.
location.
Have
I
you seen the
just
snowy
love
owl?
it so much.
Have you seen the snowy owl?
Yeah. Last year, not this year.
Yeah.
Last year I got it in 3 different locations.
Really?
Yeah, this year I was a little slow, I guess.
I'm still trying to find it, man. I'm still trying to find the snowy owl. It's been 6 years I haven't found the snowy owl.
Oh
yet.
no.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe the owl doesn't like me. It's trying to avoid me or something. Yeah. One day I'll get him. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah. Downsview Park is usually like one of the best places for birds and prey photography. They're usually like really cool birds. There are red-tailed hawks always, and so not last winter, but the previous one and the ones before, snowy would actually show up every day there.
Really, every day?
So, yeah, it was really cool to watch. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, snowy is.
Like,
I'm not that great with owls. I have photographed like 4 or 5 different types of owls, but all of them are like big ones. With small ones, I don't have the eye to find them. I have the patience. I have,
sure. Yeah.
But not the eye.
What do you mean by the eye, though? What do you mean by the eye?
I don't see them. I know they are there, but I don't see them.
Oh, you don't actually see them.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear them.
Not necessarily. But I see, say, reports of them. I go there and I don't see them, and I know they are there and watching you.
And who's telling you? Is it on an app or someone? Or there's a message board or something?
Yeah, there are apps or friends. Sometimes they say, "Yeah, there's an owl there." I'll try it.
How rude! How rude of the owl to not show up.
Yeah,
that's what I mean, man. It's been 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. But the good thing is when you actually see them, you appreciate them more.
Yeah, you're just raring to go, and you take like 1,000 photos.
Rare. Yeah, like cardinals. Cardinals are one of the most beautiful birds. They are so vibrant. They look so good
because of the red. Because of the red.
Yeah, and like they are really cool birds. They don't just harass other birds or destroy your feeders.
Yeah,
they are so
independent.
Common.
They're independent.
I mean, they are so common that you don't usually appreciate them. Although they are so cool to watch, right? But when I see one in a regular setup, I don't even take my camera and try it. So the same applies to owls. If they were everywhere, you wouldn't appreciate them that much.
Yeah, because they're everywhere. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point that you make, right? Also kind of drills down into like also not taking everything for granted too, I guess, too, right? Because you never know what's going on.
That applies to Northern Lights.
It applies to Northern Lights, sure. Yeah, don't take it for granted. Yeah,
I have gone north, like 2-3 hours north for Northern Lights with KP6. It's pretty damn good. But then you get there to your destination and there are clouds. The report would say, yeah, it's clear, but no, it's not. No. So you spend 3-4 hours there waiting for the Northern Lights to show up, and they don't. And then something like Friday night happens, and
and it's right in your backyard.
Oh yes. So these rare events, you appreciate more. You prepare for them a lot more. You try to learn how to make the best out of it. I didn't want to go all the way down to Texas and got clouded like I did. And like a lot of people, photographers around me, come back empty-handed. I tried so many times in my backyard I have a star tracker. I learned how to track the sun.
Hmm.
So when it's cloudy and the sun shows up only for a few seconds,
Yeah.
my tracker is still tracking it. I don't
Oh.
need to find the sun in my big lens. That's really difficult, and especially on a solar filter on top of it, right? So I came back with quite a few
Yeah.
practice, and yeah.
I guess also maybe like not necessarily having the expectation of getting the shot too helps, because I think sometimes we're all guilty of it, where we always want to get like the banger shots. We always want to get like the hero shots in our head. We have this shot that we want, but when you're there in real life, real time, sometimes it doesn't happen. So I think you have to you have to have a way of like managing that, I guess, like kind of like managing that expectation, which is hard because we want to showcase like our work too. It's like it's almost like a human thing, right?
That's true.
And when we don't get it, it's like, oh man, what am I gonna do? You know, especially when you're doing like wildlife and astro, where you have zero control over anything. You're not in studio.
Absolutely.
There are no lights. You're at the mercy of the universe, essentially. So,
That's true.
right. But you know, what are you gonna do? You need to have a way to manage expectations. I think is a big one. Just
Yeah.
because you know stuff happens. You know.
And you need to be there. That's one of the
Yeah.
most important things in photography.
Mm.
Um,
What do you mean by be there though?
so I think a couple of weeks ago, I got a really cool sunrise in Colonel Sam Smith Park.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that because
Right.
it was cloudy.
Yeah.
Weather network, clear outside, everywhere said it was cloudy.
Yeah.
But there was like this very small gap between the horizon and the clouds.
Mm.
And I got one of my best sunrise sessions ever. I absolutely loved it. Because
Sure.
of the atmosphere, the clouds, and everything, it looked all pink. It
Yeah.
was a very strange color, and it was just stunning. So I was there. If I wasn't there, no amount of luck would actually help me.
No.
That's what I mean to be there, even
Mm.
if you fail. I
Yeah.
like to drive. That's why, like even at night, I just drive up north 2
Yeah.
hours, three
Yeah.
hours, and I
Yeah.
love music, right?
Yeah.
So loud music all the way up to my
It's a party.
destination.
It's a party,
And
man. Are you going
yeah,
solo or are you taking your wife or something?
my wife tags along like half of those times. If
Yeah.
it's like super late and she has some stuff like work to
Yeah.
do
Sure.
the day after, she would apologize. Like she is my biggest
She'll
supporter.
apologize.
And yeah, like she is my biggest supporter. Like even if she only um, spends like a few minutes outside the car to
Yeah.
just watch the beautiful Northern Lights or Milky Way, and
Yeah.
then gets back to the car and start like reading or continue reading what
Mm.
she does.
Mm.
She always tries to be there.
Nice.
So
And
yeah,
I guess she's not into photography then.
she takes good photos, but
She doesn't.
no, it's not her hobby.
No. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to your wife, man. That's cool.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like going solo though, for like just solitude, or?
For my birdings, yes,
Yeah.
because it's super boring.
Is it?
It is. Yeah. Sometimes you have to stand still for a long time by
Yeah.
a tree. So this
Yeah.
bird, whether it shows up or not, right?
Yeah.
And so the chances that those birds show up is much more if you're by yourself.
Okay. I
Um,
get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
less motion, less
Yeah.
colors, like you
Yeah.
can blend to the nature much better.
Mm. More, I
Yeah,
guess, more
so
focused too.
yeah, exactly. And I want to stand there maybe for I don't know, half an hour.
Yeah.
I,
Wow.
I don't want to make someone else to actually spend this much time doing
Don't
nothing.
move. Don't make a sound.
Right? Exactly. But for, say, Milky Way, or when I'm out at night and when I'm in the middle of nowhere, I really like someone else to be with me, not to protect me, of course, but in case something happens, right?
Yeah.
You twist your ankle,
Yeah.
or I don't know, you faint. That happens.
Yeah, or you get
And
lost.
you don't want to.
Or you get lost. I've seen many Netflix shows.
Yeah. Well, if you get lost, like two of you are going to be lost.
Well, I
In
guess.
that case, I prefer to be by myself. But like if you faint, for example, and you are in the middle of nowhere,
yeah, not a good situation.
Exactly, someone just picks up the phone and calls 911. Yeah. So in those situations, I really appreciate not to be alone.
Yeah.
But still, it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah.
I would still go.
Good. It's good. It's good to like just be able to go do it too.
Yeah. Well, honestly, one of my best photo trips was when I was by myself in Nova Scotia. Every friend of mine in Instagram actually knows my story. Like 2 weeks, I spent 2 weeks by myself in Nova Scotia, and it was December. It was one of the best trips ever. My wife wasn't in Canada. I was by myself for 2 weeks, and I had 2 weeks worth of vacation. I didn't use any almost vacation that year. And I spent it all in Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. So many nights by those beautiful lighthouses with Milky Way and clear nights. It was absolutely magnificent. Those landscapes, I barely slept, and I was sick too.
And you were sick.
And I was sick, and I was eating soup every day. Like the first week, I was
How'd you get sick? How'd you get sick though?
Yeah, it was the first company or a party, a Christmas party after COVID. I got COVID. I think it was my first and last time.
Oh man!
Yeah, I didn't get tested, but I'm pretty sure that it was COVID. Although it lasted only a week.
Okay.
But
it sucks because you were out there.
But
it sucks, but you were because you were out east, though. That's what sucks about it.
Yeah, and you know how much you feel sleepy with all the pills and everything, and I still didn't sleep. I just basically I drove almost 6,000 kilometers in 2 weeks. I'm not even kidding.
6,000 kilometers in 2 weeks. That's basically like the length of Canada.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah, probably. I changed car in the middle. I got stuck in mud. I had to stay like half of the night until a jeeper actually came to rescue. It was wild in Nova Scotia.
Were you in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah. It was like a dirt road, and I thought my Highlander with all-wheel drive could actually handle dirt. No, it was ridiculous.
Really?
And I learned a lot. It was like really bad. And a Jeep, actually. I found this really cool Jeep club. Yeah. Actually, I called the cops, and they actually told me to find the Jeep club in Facebook, and they might actually help me.
The police told you?
Yeah. Okay. I called the cops to tell them that I'm in the middle of nowhere, just to be aware. Like,
did you know where you were though? Like, how did they know like where you were?
I told them exactly where I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted someone to know that I'm somewhere.
This is when you need someone else with you. This is when you need someone else with you.
So
man,
it was a really wild and amazing trip. Yes.
Well, it sounds like you had a good time though.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yes.
How many photos you took?
I'm not even kidding.
How many gigs?
Had 5 128 gigs
Yeah,
memories, and also two 512
that's
CF
it.
Express.
That's it.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. And those time lapses, I
Yeah.
sometimes take 1,200 photos a
Sure.
night
Yeah.
on one camera, and I had my both cameras with me.
Mm.
So like two time lapses. I think I ended up with like maybe 9,000 photos.
Okay.
And I haven't gone through all of them yet. Like half of them are still like my Prince Edward Island amazing photos are not even processed. I haven't
Really?
shared them. Yeah,
Really? But you're backlogged.
yeah.
But you
The
probably got some
backlog is
bangers. You probably got some bangers in there. Yeah, you got some. Man, what a trip though! 6,000 kilometers. Jeez, man.
yeah.
Like how big is Nova Scotia?
It's pretty big,
Yeah.
but it was like every day I would go to an age. You know, um, I went all the way up to New Brunswick border almost. I
Okay.
covered, a lot of the beautiful coast there,
Right.
and it was all one night. Like one full day, I left at 6, and I was
Yeah.
back home at like 1. I stayed in Halifax for a week.
Yeah.
Back like 1 a.m.
Okay.
So, and it would
Basically,
just pass like this. Yeah, like sometimes over 1,000 kilometers a day.
wow.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Driving for photos.
Yeah.
Driving for photos. Well, if someone wanted to do that trip, like what's like your advice for that person if they want to do something similar?
First of all, try to have a 4x4,
Yes.
not an all-wheel drive.
Don't get stuck.
Yeah. And yeah, photo trip.
Yeah, like does someone want to do like a road
It
trip this
really
summer?
depends. Yeah, it really depends on your style, right? If you want to stay somewhere, if you want to stay, I don't know. I wanted to actually see Halifax too. It's a very beautiful city. It's so
Mm.
close to the what is it called? That famous lighthouse.
Peggy's Cove?
Yeah, Peggy's Cove.
Shout out Peggy's
Yeah,
Cove.
I actually drove to Peggy's Cove almost every night when I
Yeah.
was in Halifax. Yeah, I have like 2 Milky Way sequence from there. Uh, one time it was so windy and there was actually alerts that you could get washed away. It's
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
ocean. It's the
Yeah,
ocean right
it's the
there.
ocean.
Yeah. So
No
it
joke.
was like really, really cold.
Yeah, that shot.
Yeah, it's the first time actually
Very
uh,
moody, man.
I visited
Very moody.
Peggy's Cove. Yeah, just after sunset.
Now, was it busy there? Like,
It's
were there a
really
lot of people around?
no December.
December,
Zero people.
I guess no one's around in December. I guess if
Can
you
you
go,
see anyone in this photo?
maybe you took
That's
them
not
out.
normal.
Yeah, well, I guess if you go in the summertime, it's a different story, I guess. Eh?
Oh yes, oh yes. And really good thing. It wasn't that cold. I spent so many full nights out there. It wasn't that cold.
No, in
It
December?
was maybe in December.
Interesting.
Toronto was colder, much colder than
Yeah,
Nova
that's interesting
Scotia.
because you're right against the ocean, so you think it would be colder.
Yes.
Can you fly a drone here or no?
I actually did. I don't know if I could or
Yeah,
not.
I
I
don't know.
did.
I would if I could.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Do you have some drone shots?
Uh, yeah, I have like a video, I guess.
Yeah.
Like in probably my reels, not
Oh, in the
here.
reels.
I guess so.
Let me try to stop the share and then I'm gonna try to find it because that'd be a really cool drone, man.
It was this smoothie too. I only have not only it's actually a pretty good drone, like a Mini 2.
Mini too, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't fly my drone that often,
How
so
come?
um, I don't know. And I have so many great friends that fly their drones really
Yeah.
often. I don't know
You should.
why.
You got some really
Yeah,
cool
I'm
stuff.
usually out with a few cameras, and then to control another camera is really difficult.
Yeah.
I always have it in my backpack though. Recently, I'm kind of back into film as well,
Are
and
you?
that takes a lot of my time that I don't have. So I always have my film camera, like even when I'm going out taking photos of birds, I have my film camera, like
Mm.
that old Zenit. I'm still using it, right? And it's very experimental too. So this is not a drone shot. It's on my iPhone.
Mm.
Yeah, that the one with 760 views.
Here
That's
it
a
is.
drone. Um,
Beauty.
yeah,
Beauty. That's so cool with the waves. Like, what a different perspective, eh?
it was so
I love the
beautiful.
waves, man. It's so cool.
Ah, look at the lights,
And the
like on the
lights too. And like the red of the
bottom.
lighthouse just pops off. That's cool. Yeah, man. You gotta do it. Now I don't know if it's legal, but you gotta do it.
I'm not sure. I didn't
I don't
see
know. I
any
don't know. I don't either.
signs or
I'm gonna Google it right now because I'm really curious.
it's
Uh,
yeah, the rules are so different everywhere.
yeah.
I'm sure there's no airport um, that active, at least airport around the Peggy's Cove. But like parks in Peel region,
Yeah.
you can't fly a drone in Peel region, like in
No.
parks.
No, you can't.
But in Toronto, you can. It depends.
Yeah.
Like
It depends.
there are general rules, like you can't
Yeah.
fly, higher than certain number of meters or that close to people, etc., etc. But on top of that, there are regional rules as well.
Yeah.
And I'm I always respect these rules. I
Always
don't.
respect the rules, kids. Don't break the
Yeah,
law because then that's just going to lead to an outright ban on drones.
and just imagine last year summertime, and that's ridiculous. I traveled down to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and it
Nice.
was another amazing
You
trip.
flew the
A
drone
lot
over
of
the
Milky Way.
strip?
So in state parks, you are
Yeah.
not allowed. Just imagine so many beautiful state parks, like the Valley of Fire.
Mm,
It's just absolutely amazing.
amazing.
It's unbelievable,
Yeah.
and you can't just imagine. I would just drive there and imagine how cool it would be to just fly my drone,
Yeah.
but I didn't. I don't know. I'm very conservative
Yeah. I
when it
guess
comes
when
to
in
this
doubt,
stuff.
don't do it. But
Yeah,
I
like
don't
the
think you
drone
can.
itself, it's not that expensive. The
Yeah.
fines, yeah, they are not deal breaker, but I don't know. There are irresponsible people that do stuff, especially with the wildlife. I just saw a video. Someone was kind of harassing an osprey
Oh, really?
with a drone, like flying so close to it, and it's
Uh,
illegal too. And
yeah.
you don't want to do that.
No. No, you don't want to piss off the wildlife. That's not cool.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I mean, right? Like eventually people continue to disrespect the rules. There's just going to be a ban on drones altogether.
yeah,
Doesn't matter how much it weighs or how big it is. That's it. No more drones
exactly,
for rent. Right? Because when they made that rule for like the 250 gram law, then okay, we'll make drones under 250 then.
exactly.
So
And they are so cool. Like
they're great. Yeah,
the latest DJI,
I know it's crazy good. They're crazy good.
unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, always wise to respect the rules. But man, like the drone stuff is so cool. I love that stuff. Yeah, you got the drone stuff in contrast to like the film stuff. It's like polar opposites of like the photography world,
Oh yes.
which is cool, right? Now, do you develop your own film, or you take it in to get
Well,
developed?
I don't develop my films.
Yeah,
Aiden camera does it for me.
Aiden. Yeah, shout out
Um,
Aiden. We love Aiden.
but I scan my own.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they used to scan it for me too, but
Mm.
now I have more control. I'm learning. It's just like half the fun is, experimenting new stuff and just
it keeps it fresh. Keeps
learn.
it fresh.
Oh, look at this, for example. The last
Yeah.
time I went there, I bought these experimental films. Like, they are just amazing. I'm
What are
going
they?
to try them out. I think 2 of them are like recently expired, so I'm
Okay.
going to try expired.
Nice.
They are lomography and really cool colors, and
Okay.
I did Phoenix and One Stick as well.
Okay.
They are like, it's my first time in 30 years to shoot 100 ISO or ASA 100.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be great with my daytime landscape.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, I do. I do medium format too.
Nah,
I only have my dad's camera. It's
Yeah.
another Russian camera, Lubitel 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently finished a roll, black and white, and I really like the results. They are so cool. It's medium format. It's my first time to do medium format.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I'm just trying out like
You're trying
everything.
You're trying everything.
I want to take everything in. I want to learn so much.
Well, that's a good way to be.
Yeah.
Instead of just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, you want to kind of branch out, right?
Exactly.
Which I think is good because it just keeps it fresh. And just
with my even with my astrophotography, a lot of my amazing friends, I had this in mind to say before I go there. Shout out to a lot of my friends on and off Instagram. I wanted to say that.
Who are they?
So, I immigrated into Canada back in 2011 as a student, University of Regina, Saskatchewan.
Oh, Regina, nice.
Yeah, I was studying robotics, control engineering. That's actually my background.
Robotics?
So yeah, robotics.
Nice.
I actually was writing controllers for small drones.
So you are making
my job.
You are making the Terminator.
I used to. Yeah, especially like small drones.
Okay.
Wow.
What a weird full circle thing that is.
Yeah, exactly. And then so I didn't. I would use my phone to take photos mainly, although I had my Canon Rebel XS. Mainly my phone, and my Instagram account is as old as Peter McKinnon's. Like 2011, I opened. Back in 2011, I opened my Instagram account. For the longest time, I only posted iPhone photos there. I would post my camera photos to Flickr, for example, but I would always consider Instagram a mobile platform. So every time, all my photos were taken and edited on phone. And I don't know why I was so stubborn, right? You start 2011 and you regularly post photos, and now you should have 1 million followers, right?
100%.
Yeah, I didn't do that. So it went all on, and then I moved to Calgary and stayed there for I was working there in a lab, and stayed there, lived for 2-3 years there. Amazing time. I loved the scenery and everything. And then 2017, or 16 or 17, I don't know, I moved to Toronto. Met my wife, everything changed. I started this cybersecurity career, and I was still doing that. But then, out of nowhere, I started getting followers, get connected to some certain amazing people. You probably know Ernie. Everyone knows Ernie. He was the best. He's not on Instagram anymore. It's been over a year, and that's a huge loss to Instagram and our community. But Ernie, he started I know everyone respects Ernie. He is the nicest.
Why did he leave?
Social media, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone that I know at some point wanted to quit, including
Yeah.
myself.
Sure.
Like the toll that has on your mental health and everything. It's just like really difficult. The last 2-3 years, I've been posting, regularly, sometimes a few times a day. It's the amount of time that you spend on this platform, and the way that this platform decides who to show this to, if like, even, I don't want to complain. It is a part of the whole thing. And even now I see people that get like thousands of followers, right?
Yeah.
So you should just keep going. You should try better. And that's my motto with Instagram, at least. Yeah. So anyways, Ernie is not here, but he actually pushed me a lot in my photography. And then there are other amazing friends that I have learned so much from. You know Eddie, you interviewed him.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Eddie.
Everyone knows that. Shout
Yeah,
out Eddie.
yeah, exactly. Eddie, Rich, a lot of my alignments or astro,
Yeah.
like yeah, I have done with Rich Nix. He's an amazing guy. And there are, of course, like Patrick, DJ, like Scott, like Snow, a lot of friends that I have on Instagram. And these people, there are a lot more. Sorry if I, Taku, you know Taku,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
an icon.
Yeah.
There are a lot of them. And sorry if I can't mention everyone's name, but these people actually taught me a lot. I'm trying to, give back to the community too. Every time someone comes and asks me a question, I try my best to help them to the best of my ability, my knowledge. Yeah, and that's something that I need to invest more in. I have some knowledge in photography that I want to share. I want to create. I want to create.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I even moved offices. I moved my room to a bigger room so I could actually have an acceptable backdrop like this.
Yeah.
For meetings, for
Sure.
videos. I want to create. I have created a few tutorials, but
Yeah.
I need to do a lot more. I even have recorded a lot of videos, but
Yeah.
making a
For
video
for like YouTube, you mean?
for YouTube, for Instagram, like shorts, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you are making videos.
Yeah.
You have
It's
to
work.
have some certain skills.
Yeah.
Like how to put everything together, how to cut like ms and ahs and all the horrible things that happen when you are, and then like you check your video and see it's out of focus or other stuff, and you have to redo everything. So yeah, and it's like a full-time job. I don't know how to manage my time to do that. That's the next thing that I really want to get better at. Right now I do a lot of time lapses, but all those time lapses could actually become a really well-made video. And
people
get
want to learn.
all the attention.
People want
Right?
to learn
Instead
that
of exactly. Like, I mean, not to even teach people. There are several Northern Lights posts that I have. If I had the skills how to create a really cool video, I would just merge them into one, probably longer one, and with voiceover and like those cool things that you see some of the creators in our community, like even in Toronto, do.
Yeah.
That would be a really good use of everyone's time.
Of course.
Right?
You can do it.
I can do it.
You can do it.
I know I can.
Yeah. To me, it's just, again, like kind of just putting the practice into making the video.
Yeah.
YouTube user says, Mohsen has been an inspiration to many. Your recent proposed Eclipse stuff has been simply awesome. Thank you, YouTube user.
Thank you.
What's your name? No, I'm just joking. Yeah, man, you should look into doing that stuff because I think people want to like learn, you know? To me, it's like assume people don't know anything and just teach it from like the ground up. What's a time lapse? What is it? Like when you say time lapse, what do you mean by that? And just kind of like teach it from like the ground up because I think people want to like learn that stuff. I think sometimes people get like embarrassed by asking those questions too, right? Like they don't want to be the person to ask that kind of stuff. Where to them it may seem basic, but you know we've all had the same question at one point, right?
That's there's a big problem, and especially with me, I'm kind of a perfectionist. So when I see all these really high quality videos, and I know I at some point might be able to do it, but you know, I mentioned Peter McKinnon, everyone knows him.
Yeah.
So and the videos, yeah, the B-roll stuff and the videos themselves, like most of them are taken by himself, but it's the guy behind the scene. I forgot it even. I forgot his name.
Kurt.
He is a genius. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's a good
He
editor.
makes the most amazing videos ever, and I see those videos. I see I don't know, RJ Bruni's. I see Short Stash. You know, those videos,
Yeah.
and I make something and then I don't post it because it's.
You should though.
I know, but I'm not.
Yeah, you should. You never know. You never know what happens. I think to me, it's like there's a certain type of like accomplishment when you actually hit publish because you finally kind of like release it instead of kind of like letting it kind of build up inside and just kind of like let it sit and fester. But once you like put it out there, it's like, okay, I'm done. That's it. No more revisions, no more. Right. Because it's never going to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's like,
Oh yeah.
you know, we could be making videos for the next 25 years, but it's never actually going to be perfect. I think it goes back to like expectations. We always have this expectation ahead of like how the thing should be. And then like the final product usually doesn't match up. That's my experience. You know what I mean? Expectation versus reality. You know, as you know, you can get close, but I don't think it's going to be exactly how you see it in your head. That's my personal experience with stuff like that. But you know,
Yeah,
the more that you create and kind of like let go, you're easier to move on to like the next thing.
yeah, that's true.
You know?
I totally agree with that. You know, sometimes you see. I have an example. For example, Taha is another great
Yeah.
photographer
Yeah.
here. Fuji ambassador. He is super cool.
Yeah.
Once, I think a couple months ago, he posted a video,
Yeah.
and like it had this in title, like everything from taking this video to posting it. It took me like I don't know, half an hour.
Yeah.
And he meant that don't expect it to be perfect. I think I only spent like half an hour, but you know the vision, like making a video, it's a lot. I believe it's different, right? It requires different vision. It requires different, you know, even skills, not only to edit, but to have in mind what you actually want to do. Like a
Yeah.
tutorial, it's easy. Probably just don't mess it up. Just do it over and over until you are happy with the result. But when you want to create something, when you have a story to tell, that vision, how someone can actually achieve that.
Yeah. Yeah. You can
It's
do
not
it.
something that you learn in online courses
No.
or
No.
YouTube.
You need to work. You need to work at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's more. There's more layers to it, but I think the only way to actually like get it done is to actually like just get it done and like try to like do something and try to make something and just see what happens and then you move on to like the next thing. It sounds easy, but it's not. Like it's just like, but like I don't know. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. Like I just need to make something and like let it go and then move on to the next thing. Because I could work on one project for the next year, but it's not gonna do anybody any good.
That's true.
Right? Because like, oh, that has to change. This has to change. Or, it just never ends.
Yeah, I saw some of your videos on your account, and
Yeah.
like they are so relaxed, and
Yeah.
you actually feel that connection with that video. Like
Yeah.
they might not have the craziest,
No.
you know,
No.
sound design and
Yeah.
layers and layers
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
I
But it's
don't
not meant
know.
to have it though. It's not meant to have that.
Right?
I think there's a time and place for like sound design and transitions and all these crazy. There's a time and place, but if there's no like connection, if there's no story, if there's no meat, then all that B-roll becomes meaningless. Like, what am I
That's true.
watching? So at the core of whatever you're making, you need a story. You need your voice, and then you can add the sauce with the transitions and the sound design, whatever you want to add on top. But if you don't have like your voice and like you got to be you. You can't try to be something you're not in terms of like you
That's
want to
true.
make this video this like masterpiece, which is cool, but in the end you got to be the one doing it, right? And like there's like, there's you read all these books about like being creative and all that stuff and everyone keeps saying like even the top people keep saying the real art is in the imperfection. That's where the art is. You know what I mean? Like you read, like
Gotcha.
I just read Rick Rubin's book. He goes, the real art is the imperfection. That's what you want. Don't take that away, right? I think people get caught up with no, it has to be perfect,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I don't know. There's all kinds of advice out there, man. But like to me, it's like
Yeah.
just be you, because some people will like it and some people won't. Like that's just the way the world works. Like some people didn't like the Beatles, so like that's just the way
That's
it
true.
is, right? But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? You can only be you,
Cool.
right? Because say you get big for whatever reason, making something that's not really you, then you got to keep that facade up for the rest of your life because that's what people
That's
expect.
true.
So isn't it easier to like be you at the start, and then if you get big, it's easier to like maintain it because it's just me. I don't have to pretend I'm somebody I'm not, because that's who I think that's where people get caught up in like trying to be someone they're not on social media. It becomes very hard to keep that up over a course of time
That's true.
because it gets a little bit exhausting because it's not really you, but you have to do it because it's like your job all of a sudden. So people gotta be careful with that stuff, man. That's I don't know. I think it comes down to like asking yourself why are you even doing this in the first place? Is it because you're creative? Is it because you want to get rich and famous? You want to make money? You want to get brand deals? Like why? Like why are you even doing this? Like why am I even doing this podcast? What is this? I don't know. I just want to do it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's my motto, man. We'll see what happens. Right? So it's got
Yeah.
to
And
be
for me,
like
it's just fun. It's
exactly. It's
my
fun.
hobby,
Yeah,
right?
it's fun.
It's
Exactly. I
the
think that's
best
reason enough.
friends are actually through photography. I've
Yeah.
learned so much from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, like if it brings me revenue, I wouldn't,
Yeah. But
reject
it's
it.
not why you do it though.
Exactly.
The money's not why you do it,
Yeah.
which is
And
important.
I know that I wouldn't do stuff that I don't like for money,
Yeah.
right? If a
A lot of people
company
do
that I
it.
don't appreciate
Yeah.
comes to me and asks to create something for them, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
It gets tough
if a
though.
job, yeah, yeah, I
It gets
know.
tough when people are dangling
Exactly.
a check.
Yeah, it's really really difficult.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I have a full-time job, so
Yeah, there's no pressure. There's no
yeah,
pressure on it
exactly.
to, people want to quit their jobs and be like, TikTok stars or stars on Instagram. Well, I think to me it's like be careful what you wish for because it's not always like sunshine and rainbows.
That's true.
So
It takes years
years,
until you
years.
Yeah, and
Like
it's getting like more difficult.
yeah.
When when I used to live in Regina, my roommate had a girlfriend who was doing all the, or at least like a lot of photography for Rough Riders. That's the
Yeah.
biggest hit there. It's that
Nice.
they're a football team.
Shout out CFL.
She used to do, yeah. And her story was only a few years back.
Yeah.
She left her full-time job, bought a camera and a lens, and started.
Yeah.
And in a few years, she was a big hit. She was one of the most famous in Regina.
Nice.
Right? It's really, really getting difficult with all the gears, with how accessible a lot of these gears are. And right now, with all the, I don't know, programs you can pay in shares or whatever. And everyone has great cameras nowadays, right?
Yeah.
You just see these really massive lenses that can be used either for birding or for sports. They are super fast. They are,
Yeah.
you know, so it's really difficult to get into those fields, like a big hit, for example, especially in bigger cities, I would
Yeah.
say. But it's not impossible.
No.
So exactly. I'm just rambling.
No, it's not about professionals, it's just people who know, bringing everyone you're doing your style. Can go, yeah, exactly.
Thank you, YouTube user.
I think it's Cameron Wonderlust said, shout out to that.
Ooh, hi, DJ.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
I
gave him a shout out, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
he is amazing. His drone stuff, absolutely
crazy.
Mind blowing. Yeah.
Nice. I love it. Well, thanks, man. We're up against the hour, so I just want to say thanks for coming on. Hopefully you enjoyed this thing.
Thanks for having me. I did.
Any final advice for people out there?
Well, I would just repeat that. Just try to experience new stuff. Try to learn. Sometimes it's really, really difficult to get your answers. People are super busy. You might start like chatting, asking questions from different people on Instagram, other places, and you may get ignored. If you like that topic, it happens to me. Like,
no.
Yeah, of course. There are so many ways. It's really easy to learn new stuff. YouTube, Skillshare, like there are so many learning platforms, so many of them. Linda, and they are filled with great content. Whether it's learning new software, for example, and there's always YouTube. When I don't know how to do this specifically on this particular tool, or when I don't know how to shoot the sun, or solar eclipse, YouTube, just YouTube it, and there are
YouTube University. We are all graduates of YouTube University.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how many hours a week I actually spent on
it's quite a bit.
This kind of content. Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, thanks for jumping on. Love to have you back on at some point and see what you're up to.
Thank you.
Maybe dive more into like, the music stuff next time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. I love how you're in like different, got your hands in different things. I think it's super cool. Everyone, thanks for watching, listening. Wherever this thing is, go check out Mohsen. The links are in the description of this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Love it. We'll chat soon.